Shalom. First and foremost, all praises go to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachai Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as you sincere Akim and Aquath out there, diligently laboring in this truth. It's your brother Azar Rayah coming back at you again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And real quick, just a quick hit. I got this article here, and as you can see, the title of it says, U.S. manufacturing activity slowest in more than 1.5 years as workers quit. All right, and you don't need us to tell you that Babylon the Great is on the way out. This place is like a sinking ship. And, people continue to quit their jobs. People are not happy. People are not making enough money. So, you know, at this point now, it's like a lot of people have the mindset of what's the point of working if I'm not happy and I'm not making enough to make ends meet. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, they were talking about this last year as the Great Resignation, in which I believe it was November of 2021, they said over, I think, 13 million people in the U.S. alone had left their jobs. So like I said, Babylon the Great is a sinking ship. This place is barely staying afloat right now. You know what I'm saying? Babylon the Great is on life support, and it's only going to continue to get worse as time goes on. Okay, because as you have these manufacturing jobs suffering, that's going to take a hit on the production and the availability of a lot of items and goods that the U.S. needs. Okay, the steel industry, wood, certain precious metals and things of that nature that are produced in mass, in the U.S. in these factories. These if they don't have any workers to keep these factories up, eventually what's going to happen is, of course, these factories are going to, take a major hit in production, which is going to lead to a higher rise in inflation. All right, in which people already can't afford, you know, basic necessities of living now. So how much more so when the general price of goods and services goes up due to these manufacturing plants not producing as much. Okay, there's going to become scarcity. People are going to be, you know, hey man, these things are going to still be in demand, but the things are just not going to be there. All right, so these are the times that we're living in. All right, and Babylon the Great. This is the last run for Babylon the Great. Okay, this place is not coming back. All right, the heyday of Babylon the Great America is long gone, man. All right, now we're in the days when Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is taking this place down little by little. You know what I'm saying? And you got to open your eyes and see what's going on. Turn back unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, we've been sent out here to warn our people of the impending and inevitable destruction that's coming upon this place, America, Babylon the Great, man. There's no stopping it. There's no ignoring it no more. You know what I'm saying? These things are in your face now, and we're telling you. All right, so you can continue to live in La La Land, continue to sleep on that blue pill, man. But listen, reality is gonna hit you where it hurts real soon if you don't prepare yourself spiritually for what's coming, man. All right. So now, reading the article, it says U.S. factory activity grew at its slowest pace in more than 1.5 years in April amid a rise in workers quitting their jobs, and manufacturers are becoming more anxious about supply over the summer because of China's zero tolerance CV policy. All right. Now we know China is on that heavy lockdown over there. It's a very uh, draconian and very harsh lockdown over there, man. You know what I'm saying? People have a curfew. They're not allowed to go certain places. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much China is shut down on the CV again, man. See what I'm saying? So, right now they're saying, if China is not, you know, exporting as much, then there's going to be a huge impact on this, American economy, which, things are already going up, man. You know what I'm saying? Gas, Gas now, I think at the national average is, about 70, you know. So not far away from $5. And if you're getting diesel, if you're a trucker, you're already paying $5 a gallon for gas, man. Close to be six. You see, so things are going up. Everything in Babylon the Great is going up, and people's wages are not going up to match the high rise in inflation. So, as we speak on it all the time, chaos is going to ensue from this, man. Okay, they want people to be in such a bad position that they're going to cry out for the NWO. They're going to cry out for the MOTB. They're trying to leave people with pretty much no choice, man. Especially people that have children. You have young children that depend on you, and they looking at you and they hungry, and you don't have an answer. You see? So what's going to be the answer that Esau is going to come and give in that time? He's going to come and say, "Listen, just take this MOTB, take the CHIP, and you don't have to worry no more. You'll be a citizen of the NWO. We will take care of you. All you have to do is put this, rice grain inside of you, and you'll be okay." This is what it's moving towards, and this is what we continue to tell you, you know. And whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, it will happen because these are the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. We've just been sent out as the messengers to give you the message. So if you have a problem with what we're saying, you really have a problem with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You really have a problem with the Heavenly Father, man. Because these are his words, man, coming to pass. These are his prophecies that are coming to pass within the earth. You see? So you can either do one or two things. You can either take heed to the men of the Lord and prepare yourself, get ready, or you can continue to dip your head in the sand like an ostrich and pretend like, chaos is not breaking out amongst you. All hell is not breaking loose around you. You can take that position. And if you take that position, then you're guaranteed to be destroyed. All right. You're guaranteed to be taken down, man. No doubt about it. All right. So goes on to say the Institute for Supply Management Manufacturing Business Survey Committee Chair Timothy Fiore said on Monday that CV outbreaks overseas were creating a near-term headwind for the U.S. manufacturing community, noting that some manufacturers worried about their Asian partners' ability to deliver reliably in the summer months. The ISM's Index of National Factory Activity fell to a reading of 55.4 last month, the lowest since a matching reading in September 2020 from 57.1 in March. It says the last time the index was lower was in July of 2020. A reading above 50 indicates expansion in manufacturing, which accounts for 12% of the U.S. economy. So, as you can see, this economy is failing. All right. And this is exactly what the elites want. They want the economy to fail so they can bring about the new system. Okay. Which, again, man, this is what we've been telling you for years upon years upon years, man, that this day was coming. All right. Do the scriptures not say, though it tarry, wait for it? For the vision is for an appointed time. So, although we've been prophesying on these things for many, many years, now we're at the time now where these things are beginning to speak. These things are beginning to manifest themselves. Why? Because the vision is for an appointed time. These things were meant to come forth at its appointed time. You see? Years ago, America still had some time left. Okay, Esau still had some sand left in his hourglass, if you will. But now, the sands in the hourglass are running thin. Okay, the sands in the hourglass are almost gone, man. So now, these prophecies are beginning to speak louder and louder as time goes on. You see, so much now to the point where it's obvious if you're paying attention to news, what's going on. You don't even necessarily have to be into the scriptures to see that America is going down. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, through the scriptures, spoke on these things, thousands of years before they happened. So, of course, we know that the scriptures are accurate, and this is prophecy taking place. That's why these things are happening. But even if you're just a regular person in the world and you're seeing the way things are going, then that this place don't have that much longer left. You know, you can see that America is on the way out, man. Okay, the government is, out of is, can't agree. The people are against each other. The people are against the government. You have all manner of, moral decay going on within this land. And really, I'm getting into it, but this is a whole other lesson in and of itself. And Lord willing, I can get into that, But yo, America is through. This place is done. And like I said, it's obvious now if you're paying attention. If if your ear is really watching the news and the events that's taking place worldwide, then you know what time we're in. You, you know that the MOTB is on the way. You know that World War III is on the way. You know that the collapse of this Babylonian American system is on the way, man. You know that these things are right around the corner. So knowing the evil that's coming, what manner of person should you be in this time? Well, you should be a person that's taking heed to the doctrine. You should be a person that's on your watch, man. Okay, watching for that thief, man. All right, watching for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai because hey, the Lord is coming back very, very soon to level this place out to deliver his elect. And Lord willing, we be part of that elect number, man, to escape, the said perils that are to come upon the earth. Because trust me, in that day, you know what I'm saying, you don't want no parts of the wrath of the Lord. Okay, you don't want no parts of that. That is reserved for the wicked. You see, that's why we do what we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, so that we may be counted worthy to escape these things. Because we understand that these things are inevitable. These things will come to pass, just like these prophecies right now are coming to pass. You see? So now let's get the book of Ecclesiastes. Salakia. Ecclesiastes 12. Let's see. And this is a good chapter. This is a great chapter. Salakia, this is a great chapter going into the last days, the times that we're in now. So let's start at verse 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. All right. So as it says in the scripture, and as you can read in that very same article, it says, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease. Okay, so the mighty things that made Babylon the great what it is, these things are going to, deteriorate, man. All right, the grinders, the workers, the the laborers, man, are going to cease. Why? Because they are few. How many people did they say quit their jobs in this article? Well, it didn't say the exact number, okay, but it says that, basically production is so low in these factories because workers continue to quit. Okay. So going back to the scripture, the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. So hey, it's gonna come a time where we're coming into some very, very dark times, man. All right, you're gonna look out the window and things may very well be dark. All right. They talking about blackouts and different things coming, man. So hey, we definitely coming into those times where it's gonna be a very different reality than what you've been used to. And this is gonna come as a shock to most people because they've never experienced nothing like this living in America. All right. They don't know what it is to not have. They don't know what it is to go without or to suffer. You know what I'm saying? Our people by and large know what that is, but I'm talking about these Babylonians, these other nations. Okay, those who have lived high on the hog in Babylon the Great, it's gonna hit them the hardest. Okay, because they don't know what it is to struggle. They don't know what it is to go through hardship, man. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go to the book Revelation 18. I got it pulled up in the blue letter. Okay, and Babylon is fallen. Revelation 18 verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay, so this place is completely through. All right, Babylon the Great is fallen, man. This place is going down, and when it's all said and done, this place will become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. When this place is destroyed, only foul and evil spirits and unclean beasts are going to dwell in this land, as it says in the scriptures. All right. That's the ultimate fate of America. Why? Because this place is full of devils and unclean and foul spirits. Okay. So that's what it's going to be reduced to. That's all that's going to be left. Revelation 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay? All nations have drunk of the wine of Babylon the Great. All right? But now what was happening? Now these nations are starting to buck up against Babylon the Great. These nations are starting to reject the Western way of life, Western ideals. Okay, with all this, homo, with all this mo activity, you know what I'm saying? All of the transformer propaganda and pronouns, you know what I'm saying? These nations are starting to reject that. Okay, Putin says that there's no place for women in his army. Okay, China says that they are rejecting Western values because their men need to be more masculine. All right, and how were the men effeminized? Through Western culture? All right, by way of what? Babylon the Great. America being the top exporter of Western culture across the world, man. That's how all of these nations have become corrupt and drunk off the wine of the fornication of this place. And it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So there was also a time where America was very high on the hog, man. All right, everybody was eating. You know what I'm saying? All the merchants came here to set up shop in Babylon the Great to make money, and were waxed rich, Salakia, through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, so America is pretty much the biggest trade hub in the whole entire world, man. All right, all nations come here to do business. All right, and that's how these merchants were waxed rich through the abundance of the delicacies that exist in this land. But what's happening now? That's starting to dry up. Okay, now the merchants are starting to complain because they're losing profits. Their businesses are not thriving as they once were, and really that all started that all of that started during the pandemic. Okay, when a lot of these businesses weren't even allowed to be open. Many businesses failed in 2020 because they lost a lot of businesses. That's why you see after CV-19 first broke out in 2020, these businesses were pretty much never the same. A lot of the mom and pop, the small independent businesses that you were familiar with, a lot of them did not make it through the pandemic. Okay, so now the merchants are starting to mourn. Okay, they're starting to become afraid because they're uncertain of their future. All right, and what's going to happen? The scriptures tell you as well that a lot of these merchants that come from these foreign lands, that eventually they're just going to take what they've earned in America, and they're going to go back home. Okay, because they're going to see. Matter of fact, let's see. Just give me 1 second, Salaki. Jeremiah 51. Now let's see. Jeremiah 51 verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay, so eventually that's what these merchants, what these other nations are gonna say. All right. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so, she may be healed. So hey man, this place is completely through. All right, and hence why these manufacturing plants are failing, because their workers are quitting. It's time for this place to be brought down. Now let's go back to Revelation 18, and let's jump to verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thyine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble. Okay, which a lot of these goods are produced in these you know in these factories, in these plants. Okay, and they're not going out as they once were, because they don't have the labor, they don't have the workers to make these things happen, to produce these things on a mass scale like it was before the pandemic. All right. So listen, all in all, the point is that America is done. Okay. America is done, man. Now let's get Isaiah 24. Okay. Let's jump to about the verse 11. The city of confusion, okay, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, when you go into the ancient Hebrew, the word Babal literally means confusion. All right. And the city of confusion is what? Babylon the Great. Okay, is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Okay. Now let's go into that word mirth. Okay, let's see. Let's go into that word mirth real quick. Now let's see. Let's see how Esau say it. Okay. So the word is mashosh. Okay, in the Hebrew. All right. Now, dealing with the word mirth, that basically goes into anything that's pleasant, anything that brings you joy. All right. So it's saying that the mirth of the land is gone. The happiness of the land is gone. The joy is gone. Okay. America ain't what it used to be, man. The glory days, the golden years of Babylon the Great are gone. And it's not coming back. Hence why these people are leaving these factory positions, and not just factory positions, all kind of jobs, man. Okay, people are leaving and not coming back. It's really to the point now where, people don't even care to keep a job no more, because, the amount of work that you have to do, you know, at these certain jobs, and you're still not making ends meet. So a lot of people, it's like a waste of time, so a lot of people are going into a life of crime, what I'm saying? They're trying to do illegal things, to make ends meet, man. Because really having a job in this place is slavery, you know. I mean, some places are better than others, but all of it is slavery, man. You know, the only time you really have true freedom in America is when you can work for yourself, when you got your own thing going, and it's not just like, you know, that it's like that. I mean, having your own business requires a lot of work too, but at least you're your own boss, like at least you have power to do things the way that you want to do it, instead of operating in somebody else's system. You see? So, hey, Babylon the Great is through. All right. And these workers, okay, people will continue to quit their jobs as time goes on. All right, especially when this food goes. Hey, look, when this famine hit, best believe people gonna start quitting their jobs even more, man. You see? Because at that point, it's gonna be like, yo, what's the point to work if I can't even, number one, afford food, and number two, there's no food there. So what's the point to go to work? Hey, listen, this place is through, man. All right, turn back unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, call upon the name of Yahweh Shai, man, which is that strong tower. Okay, because hey, that's that. Really, in this time, that's the only hope that we have. All right, that's the only hope that we have in this time. I'm gonna end it right there. Hopefully, that lesson was edifying. Call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rachai Kadash. Until next time, Shalom to the elect. Come Yasha Allah and Abba Babal.